Well, Ken, the big question for the last 7 to 14 days has been the same. Paul Molitor, what did he do?
I wasn't around to see Joe DiMaggio, and I was only a kid when Pete Rose had his streak, so this is really exciting for me, so I'm as interested as everybody else. Paul Molitor brought his traveling hit parade home to Wisconsin tonight as the Milwaukee Brewers took on the Kansas City Royals. You know, the way this thing is going, Molitor just might consider running for office. Maybe Gary Hart will be his running mate. But in the bottom of the first, Molitor grounds out to second base. Frank White throws him out, and the Milwaukee crowd is restless. But then in the bottom of the fifth, he delivered a double deep to right off Danny Jackson, and that extends his hitting streak to 36 consecutive games. He's now 1 game behind Tommy Holmes for the 5th longest streak of all time. Oh, by the way, the Brewers lead the game 3-0 in the 6th. Meanwhile, the West-leading Minnesota Twins were into their pregame magical ritual, but it was Dwight Evans who got the ball rolling for the Boston Red Sox in the bottom of the first inning, lacing a single to right off Frank Viola. That scored Wade Boggs, and the Sox led 1-0. There was a lot of that and an awful lot of this on this night for the Twins. Roger Clemens struck out the side in the first inning. Here he gets Kirby Puckett. Just another day at the office for the Rocket, and the Red Sox go on to thump Minnesota 11-2. Elsewhere in the American League tonight, Chicago over Texas 5-1 in the 6th. First of a twin bill in Cleveland, the Indians rock the Tigers 12-4. There's a rain delay in the second game, but Detroit leads it 1-0 in the second. 3 games out on the coast. Toronto's at California. The Yankees are at Oakland, and Baltimore and Seattle scoreless in the first. East met West in Cincinnati tonight, but they weren't talking about arms reductions or anything like that, though they might want to think about dismantling Jim Lindemann's cannon. In the top of the first, he blasts one to left off Reds starter Guy Hoffman. Eric Davis, the center fielder, is going to give it a good effort, leaping high above the wall, but it's off his glove for the homer. 1-0 Cards in the first. The teams would trade runs, but John Tudor looks like he's back from that knee injury. He took over here, and the bases loaded in the 6th. He strikes out Dave Parker. Parker can't believe it. He's ejected, and the Cards win the game 2-1. That drops the Reds out of first place in the West, along with Houston, because earlier today in Chicago, Andre Dawson and the Cubs did a number on the Astros. The final number was 7-5 Cubs, but the bigger numbers were 39 and 40. The numbers of the homers Dawson hit, I gave him 4 round trippers in less than 24 hours, and his 40 on the year leads the major leagues. The Astros also fall out of first place in the West, and the new first place team in the West is the San Francisco Giants. They picked up Rick Russell from the Pirates today, and they also downed the Expos 6-3. You don't see it, but the Padres ripped up on the Mets 6-3. A twin bill in Philadelphia saw the Phillies take the first from the Dodgers 2-1 in 11, and in the second game at the Vet in Philadelphia, LA leads 3-2 in the 4th, and Dale Murphy's 300th career homer helped the Braves over Pittsburgh 5-4. 2-a-day practices are now over at both Florida State and Florida A&M. The Rattlers will take it pretty easy tomorrow with picture day at 9 o'clock in the morning and then a controlled scrimmage at 3 in the afternoon. And as Don Evans tells us tonight, Coach Ken Riley and company will be checking out a great crop of running backs.
The Rattlers won 4 of their last 5 games in the 1986 season, and it was primarily due to one major change.
I guess Coach Riley finally came to realization, you know, and put the horses to work.
The horses were the running backs, but the key one, Tony Barber, is gone, and Moore is the new #1 tailback. He's no doubt tired of hearing about comparisons with FAMU's second all-time leading rusher, but his teammates make a favorable comparison.
Brian Moore, he has a lot more strength than Tony. He has the same amount of speed, and he can do a good job in blocking.
And the addition of a healthy Derek Gaynor to back up Moore makes this a much faster and bigger backfield than last year, and that size makes them even more formidable.
They are power backs. You know, they're not the flashy guy that's going to give you a leg and take it away. They're going to, you know, they are just good, tough, hard runners. We got big backs back there, so we can run either side, and they don't mind blocking for each other.
And the best among those is Reggie Jones, who put on a show at the end of last season with his 72-yard run in the Florida Classic. But it's his size and blocking ability that make him a definite pro prospect. The running backs were the key to the Rattlers' comeback last year. Perhaps an even better squad could get them off to a quick start in 1987. Don Evans, Channel 6 Eyewitness Sports at Florida A&M.
You know, it's possible Sonny and Cher, George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin, and Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis will all get back together before Mike Ditka and Jim McMahon of the Chicago Bears settle their differences. For the second straight day at the Bears camp, McMahon was a no-show. The quarterback coming off radical shoulder surgery, but he is healthy enough to throw the football. Ditka was on hand today as usual, as were the rest of the Bears, but no Jim McMahon. Mike, did you check his room?
What are you guys, you nuts? It's not important about that stuff. I just made a statement. Now let it go. You write anything you want to write, but don't ask me if I checked his room. I didn't check his room, the bathroom, the closet. I didn't check any of that. And I don't intend to. I checked the field. He wasn't here.
Stay tuned. The nation's second oldest golf tournament will have its 84th birthday party played on 2 different courses. That is, if they can ever get the rain-soaked Western Open underway. Tournament officials say the Butler National Course, which was flooded by heavy rains last weekend, will be used for the final 9 holes, with the front 9 played on a nearby municipal course. The flooding caused the opening round to be postponed from yesterday to tomorrow, with the event reduced from 72 holes to 54. And a memorial service is held today in Phoenix, Arizona for former Sun Center Nick Vanos, who was killed Sunday in that Northwest Airlines plane crash outside Detroit. 24-year-old Vanos was penciled in as the starter in the pivot for the Suns come next season. Today, teammates and family gathered to pay their last respects. The August Saturday fishing will continue in fine tradition tomorrow. All sorts of action to choose from. If you prefer the sunrise hours, get out from 5 to 7:30. The biggie of the day cranks at 10:30 in the morning, runs all the way till 4. There's even a shot at sunset from 7 to 9. Tight lines and good fishing. And Frank, after 3 straight nights, the 4-dog was not the one to have on the daily double at the Jefferson County Kennel Club tonight, but the 6 and 2 pups were. They paid $73.20, and that's sports.
Okay, thanks, Ken. Nice job. The harmonic convergence or bad wiring? We'll tell you about that when Eyewitness News continues.